day one, Shedeur Sanders would be the guy that takes reps as the starting quarterback. Does that mean a lot when you have months to go and preparing for the upcoming season? Probably not. But I think he's earned the right that the job should start out as his, depending upon what Gross said. If they bring in another guy that they're paying a lot of money, then you're going to assume.
Like, subscribe, and hit that bell.
I have the guy. Is Shedeur the guy?
That's what we're looking at as a guy. No, we're going to give him a shot to prove that he's a guy. So we're not going to give anyone that title until they go out there and earn it. And he was the last person to be on the field, and he showed some flashes. So we're going to give him an opportunity to show we can really.
Ryan Clark didn't tiptoe around it. He put the spotlight directly on Cleveland. If Shedeur Sanders isn't seriously in line to start, something doesn't add up. Add Myles Garrett publicly supporting him, and now the volume around this quarterback situation just went through the roof. This isn't a quiet competition anymore. It's a defining moment. Are the Browns overthinking this? Clark's perspective is simple. Look at the contracts. Look at the cap situation. Look at how chaotic things could become if Cleveland brings in another high-profile quarterback. There's already a massive deal in that locker room. There are already young players fighting for reps. Adding another expensive name doesn't automatically solve problems. Sometimes it multiplies them. When you pile up contracts and expectations, you risk creating confusion instead of clarity. Clark's message, without theatrics, is this: stop chasing outside answers when one might already be in the building. Develop the player you drafted. Invest in the guy who's shown flashes. Give Shedeur first-team reps and define a direction. Because if you keep rotating quarterbacks, you're not building competition, you're building instability. Then there's Myles Garrett. He didn't hand anyone the job. He didn't crown Shedeur the franchise quarterback. What he said was simple: give him a legitimate opportunity. That matters. Garrett sees the work. He sees who stays late. He sees preparation and growth. And when a respected veteran speaks up about a young quarterback earning a real shot, people pay attention. But here's the larger issue. A player can't prove he belongs if the opportunity is limited from the start. If Shedeur enters camp already overshadowed or treated as a backup option before the battle even begins, what message does that send? Why draft him? Why invest development time? Why put him on the field last year if the organization won't fully evaluate him now? Cleveland doesn't need another cautious move. They need conviction. They need a plan. Shedeur has confidence. He has arm talent. He's handled scrutiny. Yet he's still treated like a question mark. At some point, a franchise has to decide. Either you believe in your young quarterback or you don't. Sitting in the middle only prolongs the uncertainty. If he takes the first snap of the offseason as QB1, that sends a message. If he doesn't, that sends one too. This feels like a crossroads. Commit and move forward, or keep circling and call it patience. Last year, he was low on the depth chart. Limited reps, limited spotlight. Now, the conversation has completely changed. And that shift says everything.
He's earned his way from, what was it, fourth spot or fifth spot last year to OTAs where he's getting no reps, so he'll get to work in with the ones. Listen, they got a lot of issues in Cleveland, right? I mean, the O-line's got issues of who's going to be hanging around, who's not hanging around. I know the defense with Jim Schwartz. There's a whole lot of questions that need to be answered on top of the QB question. So Todd's got his work cut out for him. He's gonna enjoy this offseason, I think.
Maybe just a reboot year in Cleveland.
He didn't start at the top. He didn't even start near the top. Early on, he was buried on the depth chart, watching others take reps while he waited for scraps. That's not ideal for any young quarterback. You don't accelerate growth by minimizing opportunities. Development requires reps, timing, and trust. If Shedeur is now working more with the first team, that signals progress. It means he climbed. It means coaches saw something. And it raises fair questions about how the early rotation decisions were made. Why did Dillon Gabriel receive certain opportunities first? Was it comfort? Scheme familiarity? Practice performance? Those are internal decisions. But now the shift toward Shedeur suggests the evaluation evolved. And that evolution matters. Coaching choices can either accelerate growth or slow it. If play calling is conservative, if protection breaks down, and if rhythm never develops, that impacts a quarterback's progression. It's not about blaming one person. It's about acknowledging that development requires alignment. Coaching, protection, and opportunity all working together. Now look at the bigger picture. The offensive line has had inconsistencies. The defense has had questions. Staff changes happen. Adjustments happen. That's part of football. But quarterback stability matters more than anything else. If this is truly a reset year, then clarity is essential. Mixed signals don't help a young quarterback thrive. Shedeur worked his way up the depth chart through persistence. No shortcuts. No guarantees. The question now is simple. Will the Browns fully commit to a direction or keep juggling options? Because indecision at quarterback can stall everything.
30 years. What should the Browns do at quarterback?
Good luck, Jeff.
We have crushed this one, huh? I mean, look, I think it's going to be Sanders. I think it's going to be Gabriel and Deshaun Watson. I think will be the three that they let compete once OTAs begin. They're going to let them all battle it out, let everybody see who the best of the best is, and hopefully build around there. But this thing has been an absolute disaster. And I thought the Sanders, as he began to progress throughout the season, gave him a chance to actually go prove himself, which is always good. Gabriel the same, and now you'll have Deshaun Watson coming back from I don't remember the last time he played, like 5 years, 4 years ago. Whatever.
It was a couple.
It's been a while.
Last time he played well.
Those are different
answers.
Shedeur has made his case on the field. Last season, despite limited opportunities early on, he showed flashes that demanded attention. He wasn't overwhelmed. He showed poise. He extended plays. He made difficult throws under pressure. That's not speculation. That's tape. He demonstrated the ability to read coverages, escape collapsing pockets, and keep drives alive. For a young quarterback, those traits matter. Is he perfect? No, but growth was visible. And here's the key. Improvement over time is often more important than raw draft status. He battled through adversity. He adjusted. He gained confidence. Now the debate continues. Is that enough? Some argue competition must continue. Others believe the trajectory already points to him as QB1. Then there's Dillon Gabriel. The numbers from his stretch of games were modest. Completion percentage under 60%, fewer than 1,000 passing yards, limited explosive outings, and a high sack rate. Those stats suggest areas that need development. That doesn't mean he can't improve. But statistically, the production wasn't dominant. So naturally, comparisons emerge. And then there's Deshaun Watson. His time in Cleveland has been complicated. Injuries, missed games, and inconsistent availability have made it difficult to establish rhythm. The financial investment was enormous. The expectations were enormous. But recent seasons haven't provided consistent high-level play due to health and other factors. That leaves Cleveland in a complex position. Cap implications, depth chart dynamics, long-term planning. Football-wise, the question becomes, who gives you the clearest upward trajectory right now? Shedeur's supporters argue he's trending upward, that he showed leadership in chaotic moments, that his ceiling is still rising. The financial realities surrounding other quarterbacks add pressure to the decision. But the evaluation ultimately has to center on performance and projection. If you're building for sustainability, you lean into growth and momentum. And right now, many believe Shedeur represents that momentum.